Are you wanting to sell on Etsy but you don't really want to make anything physical? You're not very crafty in the sense of knitting and making soaps and things like that? Then keep watching this video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about how to make money on Etsy without making anything physical, okay? So obviously we have to make something to sell on Etsy. Etsy is a handmade platform. The same with any business. You have to make something. You have to add value to something or make something from scratch with raw materials. That is how business works. You can drop ship by all means, but that is not what Etsy is for. But I will be going into a lot of really good ideas that I have personally dabbled in myself and that I know of Etsy shop owners that have done these. I'm going to be giving you ideas, product ideas and tips and tricks, so keep watching this video. It's going to be of amazing value to you, especially if you are wanting to start an Etsy shop or a second Etsy shop. Now, the first thing that I want to say is that you can start an Etsy shop with nothing. I kid you not. You can start an Etsy shop with just a phone. Okay, just a phone. You don't have to have a fancy camera. You don't have to have a desk. You don't have to have a workspace. You don't have to have an office. You don't even have to buy supplies. Can we just put that out there, that we live in an age where you don't have to buy anything physically and make anything physically to make money. And I love this about Etsy. And also, you don't need a lot of money to start an Etsy shop. I would think you can start an Etsy shop for literally under £50 if you're doing digital downloads and things like that. You can even use free tools like Canva to make items to sell. Now, Canva is good for printable art, it's good for PDFs, it's good for downloads that you can print off at home, it's good for party games, it's good for so many online digital things that you can sell. I did make a printable series, so how to use Canva, how to find free clip art, how to download things to use in your printables. I will link that series in the cards up here and in the description box below. Such a good series to go through and learn how to use all of these amazing free tools. The other thing as well is that Etsy straight off the bat will only charge you to list items. Now at the moment, as I'm recording this, it's 20 cents to list an item, so just work out what that is in your country, what your currency is. So you don't have to straight off the bat make, you know, a lot of product. You don't have to have a lot of startup capital to start an Etsy business. You know, they do charge you fees for when you sell things. That's the thing with a lot of platforms, well, most platforms actually. You don't have to have any money really to start an Etsy shop. You can even use mock-ups. You don't even have to take pictures of anything. You can start purely with mock-ups. And I love that about Etsy as an online platform. The other good thing about Etsy as well, when you are listing a digital download, which again, I show you how to do that in that series, honestly, the buyer can purchase this listing and then immediately get emailed the product afterwards. You don't have to have any involvement. It is so passive. I cannot believe how passive it is. Now, it's not completely and utterly passive. You do still have to work hard on your Etsy shop. You have SEO, you have to make the thing in the first place. You have to make sure that it is in the right file format and things like that. You know, I do have videos on this on my channel that goes into detail about what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, how, when, tips, tricks, what have you. But guys, the fact that you can sell something, you don't even have to ship it out if it's a digital download, is amazing to me. The first thing you need to do if you want to sell digital downloads on Etsy or printables on Etsy, you have to figure out what your niche is. And I'm not saying you have to go and only, you know, really niche down to only making letter prints that are in black. I'm not saying that, but I'm also not saying you're just making printables. Somewhere in between the two is your niche. Now, your niche is very, very important because your niche and your target market and your brand is like the trifecta that ultimately decides how successful your business is. Now, again, I do go into detail in this in the Shortcut to Success course. I will link it in the description box below. If you have an Etsy shop or you want a successful Etsy shop, take a look at that course. I show you my stats. I show you what other people, other Etsy shop owners think of the course, what they've done with it. So much good information there, but definitely check it out if you're interested. So you need a niche, you need a really good idea. It doesn't have to be reinventing the wheel. It doesn't have to be brand spanking new. It can purely just be your take on something that exists. So for example, if you want to do prints for when people move into their new home and they want a print to commemorate their old home, to commemorate moving day, to commemorate dates in their lives that are coming up, Just do your spin on it, your take on it. It doesn't have to be copying someone else. I will never say to you guys, copy anyone else, because you are creative. You have your own creative juices. Copying someone else is never going to get you anywhere on Etsy. It's never going to get you anywhere in life, to be honest. Don't copy someone else. You can by all means look on Etsy to see if your product is going to fit into the market well, but don't go on Etsy looking for products to copy, because that is not ethical, and as well, it's not great for your business sense. So just research on Etsy, have a look, see what other printables are being sold on Etsy, and you know, especially if you want to make printables, downloads, things like that, have a look and see what is going on Etsy. Then I promise you it will be worth it. And I do actually have a very, very good, very free 30 days to a kick butt Etsy shop workbook in the description box below. It's free. It's 74 pages worth of information for you to download and use for free if you are just getting started on Etsy. So that is my gift to you. But now we're going to be going into some product ideas for printables or digital downloads that you can sell on Etsy. So here's 20 product ideas for you to sell digital downloads on Etsy in 2020. The first one is printable games. Now I don't know if you are like me, but sometimes, you know, when you've planned parties, it could be kids parties, it could be hen parties, it could be stag parties, whatever. Sometimes you've planned them and you're kind of in the middle of it and you're thinking, this needs a bit of an oomph. It's a little bit boring, a little bit dull. The amazing thing about Etsy is that you can go on there, you can search for party games and themed party games at that. You can purchase one, you can download one, and you can play it pretty much straight away. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? So honestly, if you've ever been in that situation where you're sat there and you're thinking, I need to zhuzh this party up a bit, you know what I mean. And there are people on there that are making hundreds of dollars a day, a week, a month, making digital download party games off of Etsy. The next idea is invitations. Now, obviously there's wedding invitations. That is a big market off of Etsy. We personally bought our wedding invitations from Etsy. It was amazing. I would not regret it at all. But there's party invitations, there's wedding anniversary invitations, hen party invitations, baby shower invitations. Any kind of invitation that you can think of is something you can sell on Etsy. Now, again, following on from this, you could make gift tags. How many times have people gone to wrap a gift and thought this would look better with a nice gift tag on it, especially if it's an expensive gift? Make downloadable, printable, editable gift tags for people to download and use. The next one is travel planners. Now, I can personally attest to this. Now, when you hear travel planners, you might just think, okay, that's nice, but I mean actual holiday travel plan. Now, obviously there's ones that you can buy if people are traveling the globe and they want to plan where they're going to go and when and what have you. But I personally have bought Disneyland Paris and Disney World travel planners because I am one of these people. I love to plan, especially holidays, especially Disney, and Disney World travel planners are something that I would love to buy. If that existed on Etsy, I think it probably does by now, but I would love to buy something like that. I'd love for someone to say, here's a 2-week calendar. This is what time Epcot opens. This is what time Animal Kingdom opens for the whole year. Let's download, let's have a crowd calendar, you know, something like that. So definitely worth exploring. Now, what I just said is, you know, the whole Disney planner is a real niche of product, but you know, you can go that niche. You can narrow down that much in these products. So just take take the ideas that I'm giving you and see how you can niche down further. The next one is daily planners, weekly planners, monthly planners, any planners that helps anyone who's busy organize their time. The next one is wedding planners. Weddings are planning heavy. You need to know where you're going to be, how much it's going to cost you, what you need, what day, etc, etc. If you've ever planned a wedding, you know what I mean. Making a wedding planner is something that honestly, I wish I'd have done when I was planning our wedding, and having it as a digital download form would have been something that I would have wanted immediately, and I would have got it immediately because of the magic of someone buying a listing from you, a digital download listing from you on Etsy, and it immediately being sent to them. They can print it off and use it. So definitely wedding planners are something to explore. And the next one as well, which follows on from this, is blog planners. If you have a blog, and a lot of people have blogs now, even if it's not blogging for business, a lot of people have blogs. If you can make a blog planner where you plan out your posts and things like that, and images and things, you know, all sorts of wonderful things, then try that, make that, see how that feels, try it on, search on Etsy and see whether you will fit into that niche. The next one is business planners. Oh my goodness, business planners. You could do social media planners as well. You know, you could plan out your Instagram posts, what hashtags you're going to use, your Pinterest pins, your Facebook posts, business planners, what day you're going to be doing this, how much money you make that day, when you need to be doing your taxes, calendars, things like that. Everything that you can think about when it comes to how to plan in a business or how to plan within social media. You can make a digital download that people could use to help them plan those things. The next one is fitness trackers. If someone is on a fitness journey, for example, if they're starting to run 10K a day, something like that, having a fitness tracker is something that is amazing. They could track their heart rate, they could track their time, they could track their pace, their speed, everything like that, how they felt before and afterwards. You could make fitness trackers for people to download and use whilst they're getting healthy. And following on from this is weight loss trackers. I know Slimming World and Weight Watchers, it would be amazing if there was a planner that was specifically designed for each one of those programs. So Weight Watchers, you have Weight Watchers points. How many points have you used a day? Maybe even like a points ready reckoner, something like that. The same with Slimming World, you have the sins and things like that. Start to really think and dive deep into how you could incorporate that in your shop if that feels right for you. Then you have meal planners. If you have a family of 4, 5, 6, maybe there's multiple people living it in your household, having meal planners and planning your meals is something that is really, really hard, especially for a busy person. Honestly, having meal planners is something that is amazing. Maybe something where you can put shopping list, ingredients that are in your fridge, recipes and things like that. The next one is budgets. Having a budget that someone can download and use straight away, especially if they're struggling for money and are not really knowing where to go with it. Having a budget is something that is amazing. I personally love making budgets. I would, if I could, if I had the time, I would open up a budgeting Etsy shop purely for specific people's budgets, but I don't have the time. So that is something that you could start to think about, whether or not you could make budget templates or even budgeting sheets for people to use. The next one is ebooks. If you know how to do something and you want to teach people, making it an ebook and making it a downloadable PDF is something that you can do on Etsy. The next one is kids stories. Especially if you are, I'm not quite sure why, but especially if you are on a car journey or on a plane or something like that and you get to the store and there's nothing there that you want to buy, going onto Etsy and downloading a story for them to read, or you can print it off, or even, you know, a workbook, a travel kids workbook for them to keep them busy whilst they're on a plane, on a train, on a car, whatever. Think about niche individual needs that people might want, especially, you know, with this example, kids stories. What else do kids need? What other issues do kids have, especially when they're traveling or something like that, that you could provide for from your Etsy shop. Now, following on from this, travel games. Why not make printable travel games? Maybe there's word searches, maybe there's crosswords, spot the difference, something like that. Think about how you can make that, especially if you illustrate. The next one is templates for CVs. CVs are big business. There are a lot of people that need careers guidance, that don't know where to get started writing a CV, and actually that is something that will put a lot of people off from changing their jobs, is writing the CV. If you can make CV templates, put them on an Etsy digital download and put them in your shop, honestly guys, it is such a good niche to think about. Go on Etsy, have a little bit of a research, but definitely one to think about if that sounds up your street. And the last idea is signs for weddings, printable signs, things that you can download, you can print off at home, you can put up straight away. I don't know about you, but for me, wedding signage was a real afterthought, and we ordered it very last minute. I paid a ridiculous amount of money for a wedding sign because I left it till probably 2 days before our wedding. So guys, I hope you like those ideas. It's just about thinking about someone's everyday life, thinking about your target market's everyday life, thinking about the problems that they have, and finding a way in a digital download or printable format to help that problem or to solve that problem. That is what Etsy as a business is about. You have people with problems and you are here to solve those problems. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, as that does help me a lot. Subscribe, why don't you? I have so much Etsy value and knowledge that I share through these videos twice a week. Twice a week you'll get some value and tips and tricks and knowledge from these videos. And yeah, leave me a comment, say hi. What ideas did you have? Do you have a digital download shop? How's it going for you? Let me know in the comments section below. So guys, I shall see you in the next video. Bye!